63.8%, 82.7%, same benchmark, same day. The company that scored lower put this exact chart in its own launch post. On purpose. That's Inkling, a 975 billion parameter open weights model from Thinking Machines Lab, released July 15th. They called it, quote, the leading open weights release from a US lab. Nobody said leading, period. That word choice matters a lot. Part 1. The exam scores. Line up Inkling against the 3 labs actually shipping frontier open weights right now. GLM, Kimi, DeepSeek. 6 head-to-head benchmarks. It loses 5 of 6, not by a rounding error. 18 points down on terminal bench, 10 points down on pure knowledge. It wins exactly 1, a math contest, by 0.7 of a point. So where does leading come from? Artificial Analysis's own write-up ranks Inkling number 1 on their Composite Intelligence Index. Against NVIDIA's Nematron, Google's Gemma, and OpenAI's GPT-OSS, every model actually beating Inkling on the exam questions is missing from that leaderboard because it's a US-only comparison. Both things are true at once. That's not a scandal. It's a number that needs its footnote read out loud. Part 2. Watch what happens the moment the test stops being an exam and starts being a job. GDPval-AA doesn't ask trivia, it scores agents on real professional deliverables, the kind of multi-step work you'd actually hand to an autonomous system. Inkling's ELO, 1238, Kimi K2.6, 1190, DeepSeek's flagship, 1189, the model that just lost 5 benchmarks in a row, is suddenly 48 points clear of both of them. Same story on Tau Cubed Banking, a benchmark built to simulate an agent handling real banking workflows under real constraints. Inkling, 24%. The 2 models that outscored it on every exam, 21% and 23%. On the test that looks like an actual job, it's not close. Inkling's still ahead. And it does that job while burning 25,000 output tokens per task, against 37,000 to 43,000 for the models it's beating. That's not a benchmark footnote. On a metered API, that's a bill up to 42% smaller for the same finished work. One more number. Inkling shipped day 1 on 6 different inference providers you can already rent it from. GPT 5.6 Sol, the model with the higher benchmark scores, ships through exactly 1, OpenAI's own API. One of these models you can price shop. The other, you can't. Part 3. The number nobody puts in a launch post. Artificial Analysis also runs a factuality test called Omniscience. It doesn't just check if a model is right. It checks whether the model knows when it isn't, instead of confidently inventing an answer. Inkling scores +2. Nematron scores -1. DeepSeek's flagship scores -10. Out of every model in this entire comparison, across 5 labs, exactly 1 posts a positive number. It's the model that just lost 5 benchmarks in a row. So here's the actual thesis, and it's not about Inkling. Every model this month gets marketed off the same 6 exam questions everybody's already memorized the format of. The one benchmark that predicts whether an unattended agent quietly lies to a customer at 2 a.m. Omniscience is maybe a year old, runs on 1 research site, and gets 0 mentions in most launch posts, including the one for the model that actually wins it. We built an industry's marketing around the numbers that are easiest to publish, not the ones that are hardest to fake. That gap is the story, not which model is leading this week.